So in this video we continue with quadratic, completing the square method. We want to take another example so that you understand what I'm trying to explain. So don't forget, in completing the square method, we want to try to make this quadratic expression, we want to try to make it a perfect square. So the first thing we do is to divide by this coefficient of x, the coefficient of x squared here, which is 3. So we divide each of the term by the coefficient of x, which is 3. Remember in the last video I didn't bother to divide by 1 here. You don't forget that it is 1 that is here. So if you divide by 1, you still have the same thing. So that's why we do not bother about dividing here. But because in this it is not 1, what we have there is 3. So we have to first divide by that 3. So we divide each of the term by that 3. So we divide each of the term by that 3. So we have 3s squared divided by 3 minus 17x divided by 3 plus 10 divided by 3 equals to 0 divided by 3. So 3 divided by 3 will give us 1. So here we are left with x squared minus 17x. This one will give us a decimal, so there is no need of writing decimal, just put this back, plus 10 over 3 will also give us a decimal, but we write as 10 over 3. 0 divided by 3 will give us 0. So the next thing now is to shift this. We shift this to this side. When we do that, we are going to have x squared minus 17 over 3x equals to 0 minus 10 over 3. 0 minus 10 over 3 minus, here it is plus, so when we shift it, it becomes minus. So this one will still give us minus 10 over 3. So what we have now is x squared minus 17 over 3x equals to minus 10 over 3. The next thing now is to take half of this. We take half of this, so that will now be half times minus 17. Don't forget the sign is very important. If it is plus, use plus 2 as well. So when we do this, 1 times minus 17 will give us minus 17. 2 times 3 will give us 6. So we have minus 17 over 6. So we are now adding the square of this. We are adding the square of minus 17 over 6. We are adding it to both sides. So when we do that, we have x squared minus 17 over 3x plus, we put that minus 17 over 6 all squared equals to, on this side we have minus 10 over 3, so minus 10 over 3 plus, we are now adding this again to this side, so we must add it to both sides. Are you with me? So adding it to both sides leaves the question as the same thing, squared. So I told you that the next thing now is you forget about this, so you only take this and this. So we have, so here we have x, here we have minus 17 over 6. So we are going to have x minus 17 over 6 all squared equals to minus 10 over 3. But on this side you are simplifying this, not cancelling anything. So minus 17 squared means minus 17 times minus 17. Minus times minus will give us plus. Are you with me? So 17 times 17 will give us 289. Plus 289 is the same thing as 289 over 6 squared will give us what? 36. So we have this as 36. Are you with me? So we take our LCM here for the fraction. LCM of 3 and 36 is 36. 3 in 36 will give us 12. 12 times minus 10, that will give us minus 120. Plus 36 in 36, that is 1. 1 times 289, we have 289. So minus 120 plus 289, that will give us 169. It will give us 169 over 36. So what we now have is x minus 17 over 6 all squared equals to 169 divided by 36. So we now remove this square by taking square root. So when we take square root, this square will no more appear here. We now have x minus 17 over 6. So on this side, what will now appear on this side is square root of 169 over 36. So this will give us x minus 17 over 6 will be equals to square root of 169 will give us 13. Square root of 36 will give us 6. Don't forget, when you take square root of a number, you have both the plus and the minus. So the next thing now is we shift this to this side. So when we shift it, we have x equals to plus or minus 13 over 6. We are bringing minus 17 over 6. That will now become plus 17 over 6. So our LCM here is 6. Since they are the same, we just say 6. So on top we have plus minus 13 plus 17. So we now split the plus and minus now. So we can first do the plus. So that will give us plus 13 plus 17 all over 6, or the minus now at the front, minus 13 plus 17 all over 6. Plus 13 plus 17 will give us plus 30 divided by 6. That will give us plus 5, which is same thing as 5, or minus 30 plus 17 is 4. 4 over 6. 4 over 6, when you reduce it, is the same thing as 2 over 3. So the root of the quadratic equation is plus 5 or 2 over 3. I hope you understand that. So we continue with quadratic equation in the next video. Thank you.